Good morning, everyone. Today is, why did I forget what day it was?
Friday.
Friday, October 29th, 2021. This hour on the Morning Buzz, we're talking about what Facebook is renaming itself, what a New Jersey hospital is forcing certain employees to do, and interviewing two people from Montclair State's Career Services about the workplace. But before we get into any of that, let me introduce myself. My name is Caitlin Aristizabal. I am your host, joined by my co-host Cam Martin and our newscaster Gabby Lutz in studio. But before we get into the stories, Gabby, give us our newscast.
All right, I'm Gabby Lutz, and this is your 7 a.m. newscast here on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. As for the top story, Facebook is changing its name. Mark Zuckerberg announced that his company Facebook will be getting a new name and will now be called Meta. The new name will not replace Facebook's apps like Instagram, WhatsApp, and the Facebook app itself. Just the corporate company's name will change. In national news, Oklahoma has officially brought back the death penalty after 6 years of a pause in using it. According to AP News, as of yesterday, John Marion Grant, a man who in 1998 stabbed a prison cafeteria worker to death, has been given the lethal injection for his crime nearly 24 years ago, resuming the 6-year pause. In international news, with UN's climate change conference coming up, all eyes are on China. According to NBC News, this conference is being held to discuss what the countries can do to help fix climate change. And China, being the world's largest polluter, is expected to have some kind of plan, as they haven't given too much of one yet. The conference begins on Saturday. In local news, a New Jersey woman's body was found in a California desert. According to NJ.com, 30-year-old Lauren Cho went missing last summer. Cho's remains were found in Yucca Valley earlier this month, but have now just been identified as her own. The cause of her death has yet to be determined. As for the weather, it is currently 46 degrees, the high today being 61 and the low being 44. You can expect some rain tonight, so plan accordingly for your Halloween weekend plans. The air quality index right now is 24, which is considered good. I'm Gabby Lutz, and this has been your 7 a.m. newscast here on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. Back to you, Caitlin.
Thank you, Gabby. And Cam, you got some sports updates for us?
Oh, yes, I do. Welcome to October's 29th Sportscast. I'm Cam Martin, and here's last night's recap among sports. Let's talk about my favorite sport, football. A little football history lesson here. Back on January 14th, 1973, the Miami Dolphins completed their perfect 17-0 season. Since then, there's only been one team that's won 17-0, but they have ultimately never won at all. Every year after the last unbeaten team loses, the 72 team rejoices. Well, that last unbeaten team in the NFL, the Arizona Cardinals, played last night. And Aaron Rodgers, without his top two receivers, threw for an out-of-character 184 yards, but had 2 passing touchdowns to his guy, Randall Cobb. On the other side of the ball, Kyler Murray threw for 274 yards, but 2 interceptions, including a costly one at the end of the game. The Packers leads the desert 24-21 as winners. We'll take us to the hardwood for the courts. The Sixers and blowing leads is equivalent of me and not sleeping. It happens all the time. However, Philly did not let the game slip away completely. Joel Embiid, on a bad right knee, willed himself to put on a 30-point double-double and help the Sixers keep Detroit off the win column. Philly wins it 110-102. Across the country, Ja Morant had a 30-point game of his own in Chase Arena. The problem is Steph Curry had a 36-game performance himself. It took overtime for Memphis to get out of San Francisco with the 104-101 victory over the Warriors. Hey, Knicks fans, guess what? The Knicks are actually winning games consistently again. Last night, the blue and orange crew headed to the Yada Center to take on the unbeaten Chicago Bulls. Julius Randle was an assist away from a triple-double. Cardiac Kemba and RJ Barrett each had 21 points and 20 points respectively. And the Knicks were up 13 under 3 minutes to go. What could possibly go wrong? Well, the Bulls got hot and the Knicks froze up. Luckily, the basketball gods were on New York's side, and their lack of points for 3 minutes was enough to give them the 104-103 win. On the ice, my favorite team, the Pittsburgh Penguins, got absolutely blanked by the Calgary Flames. Johnny Gaudreau was responsible for 2 points, but Jacob Markstrom was exceptional in the net. 45 saves and a 4-0 shutout win, absolutely insane. The same thing happened in San Jose as well. Montreal Canadiens goalie Jake Allen had himself a 45 save, 4-0 shutout over the Sharks last night. It is the second occurrence where 2 goalies on the same day had 45 save shutouts, with the first time since being on January 12, 2010, when Martin Brodeur and Henrik Lundqvist did the same thing. And on this day in 2014, Madison Bumgarner completed the most dominant postseason performance by a pitcher in history. and as the San Francisco Giants won the 2014 World Series in 7 games over the Kansas City Royals. That is your 7 a.m. sportscast. Let's roll out of bed and into these stories.
Thank you, Cam. I'm very happy that the Knicks won. Now, congratulations to them. They never win, so good for them. Before we get into the stories, though, I just want to point out to all our listeners that today, like I said before, October 29th, this is the last buzz of October and the last buzz before Halloween. So I'm wearing cat ears because I'm a cat. Cam called me Catlin. Yes. Cam, you want to tell the listeners what you are?
So right now, I'm like every dad ever. I'm wearing a NASA t-shirt with a robe, and I got my slippers on. I don't know, like I said, I'm like every father ever.
Pajama King.
Exactly.
Pajama
Exactly.
King.
You know?
I like that name.
And Gabby, what about you? What do you?
Oh! I'm just Dwayne the Rock Johnson. You know,
Some casual.
you know. I got my black turtleneck. I got my little chain going. My mom jeans and my fanny pack.
The fanny pack.
The fanny pack.
Okay.
So we vibing as the Rock today.
Yes, so very exciting things. We're all dressed up, excited to have an awesome show. This first story is in the middle of a crisis. Facebook renames itself Meta. Facebook is now called Meta Platforms, or Meta for short. CEO Mark Zuckerberg said Thursday that it has a commitment to developing the new surround yourself technology known as the metaverse. But the social network itself will still be called Facebook. Also unchanged, at least for now, are its chief executive and senior leadership, its corporate structure, and the crisis that has enveloped the company. And skeptics immediately accuse the company of trying to change the subject from the Facebook papers. Marketing consultant Laura Rees said, quote, Facebook is the world's social media platform, and they are being accused of creating something that is harmful to people and society. They can't walk away from the social network with a new corporate name and talk of a future metaverse, end quote. Facebook, the app, is not changing its name, nor are Instagram, WhatsApp, and Messenger. The company's corporate structure also won't change, but on December 1st, its stock will start trading under a new ticker symbol, MVRS. When explaining the rebrand, Zuckerberg said the name Facebook no longer encompasses everything the company does. In addition to the social network that now includes Instagram Messenger, its Quest VR headset, its Horizon VR platform, and more. Interesting. I'm glad they're not changing the actual names. When I first read that, I was like, what? They're changing Facebook, like the app? That does not seem like a good move.
Not one bit. But hey, I mean, I understand why they would change that. Now that I see it, they're trying really just to explain that it's not just Facebook, it's not just social media, it's literally everything that the metaverse. I don't know what a meta is, to be honest with you, but
it's just like, I think it just means like everything. Like it's gonna.
Well, that makes sense. Everything.
Everybody.
It does make sense, but it's been known as Facebook for what feels like forever now.
It's been forever. So.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like the parent company, like the way that Disney Channel owns ABC and Freeform.
How
like
everything,
it's just Disney
but
Channel.
like at the same time, Facebook is all Meta. My fault, Mark Zuckerberg. They encompass literally every single thing, like the headsets. Come on now, you can't say Facebook headsets. It's Facebook VR headsets.
I mean, you can. I mean, because realistically, like Caitlin said about Disney,
that's different.
No, it's not different. Disney owns
it's
things that you don't even know.
Oh, I'm well aware.
They own so much, and they still have the name. So
here's why.
Why does Facebook change something that everybody knows?
Because
it's just locked down.
It's hardware. Like there's different like the apps and all software, but they include the hardware here. Disney, I know the Disney example. It's all literally not. It's not really hardware that they own outside of the parks. They're not talking about saying they have. Oh yeah, here's the Disney headset. The Disney.
Well, yeah, no,
but
realistically, if they wanted to do something like with the headset and all, they could call like their tech line Meta, but it still be owned by Facebook.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Like Facebook would be the parent.
Exactly. Facebook's like the parent thing, and
whatever.
It's like, so obviously he's doing something right that I'm not. But I mean, it's just to get better PR than they've been getting recently.
Yeah,
definitely. So we will see what happens. I hope it works out for the best because
we shall see.
It's a business move.
Besides, I have Facebook. I'm an old man. See,
everybody's got Facebook.
I'm a dad, man. I'm a parent. Like, look, I got
it's really working with your.
You got the dad
costume.
Exactly.
I mean,
Cam, why don't you introduce us to our next
Speaking of
story?
dads, families, U.S. talks into compensating families separated at the border. According to the Associated Press, the United States Justice Department is in talks to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to each child and parent separated from from each other due to the Trump era practice of splitting families up at the border. The Wall Street Journal first reported that the government was considering payments of around $450,000 to each affected person. A person familiar with the talks told the Associated Press that figure was under consideration, but changed, though not drastically. About 5,500 children were split from their parents under President Donald Trump's zero tolerance policy, where parents were separated from their children to face criminal prosecution for crossing the border illegally. Attorneys for the families are also seeking permanent legal status in the United States for those separated under the practice. The Justice Department did not immediately respond to a request for comment Thursday night.
you know, I like to hear that they're compensating the family.
Historically, it's helped. It's good. It's probably like the best thing I've seen historically in terms of, what America, yeah, we messed up. Here you go.
No, for sure. I mean, it's still a big shame that they did get separated.
Oh, yeah.
I remember seeing stories and pictures, and it just broke my heart, because it's sad, and families should not be separated. They simply should not be separated, because especially when there's young children, they shouldn't be. So, I mean, I'm glad that they're compensating that each family, each person, but it does stink that those families still have to deal with what they dealt with. No, like certain amounts of money can't change what happened completely, like emotionally,
Yeah,
mentally.
like the mental impact for sure.
Exactly.
But we'll be right back on the Morning Buzz. This is Family by the Interrupters. I'm sorry, Zoom people. I forgot to unmute myself.
Nice.
I just reintroduced myself. Hi, I'm Caitlin.
Nice.
If you're listening on Facebook Live, I forgot to unmute myself on Zoom. But anyway, my name is Caitlin Aristizabal. I am the host for today's show, joined by my co-host Cam Martin and our newscaster Gabby Lutz. So we're all having an amazing time in the studio. The song I just played was Family by the Interrupters, and it definitely woke me up. It was something
else.
It was
It's
an
very
energetic song choice.
Oh,
What you
yeah,
mean?
very.
Yeah.
It's 7:20 in the morning. It's a great song choice to play. Not great, but
Oh, okay.
my fault. Hey,
Not great, but okay. Anyway,
it was good. It was good. It was good. Really
moving
good.
on. New Jersey hospital mandates booster shots for employees who receive J&J vaccine. New Jersey's only public acute care facility, University Hospital, is requiring employees who receive the single-dose Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine to get a booster shot by December 24th. The requirement allowed for exemptions based on medical or religious reasons. According to NJ.com, the Newark Hospital is believed to be the first in the states to mandate a booster for some of its workers. It became the first hospital in New Jersey to mandate COVID-19 vaccination among all its employees in June. The requirement comes a week after the CDC and the FDA authorized booster shots for those who received the Johnson & Johnson vaccine and Moderna's 2-dose vaccine. A booster for those who received the Pfizer/BioNTech shot was previously approved. The federal agencies recommend the booster for anyone who received the Johnson & Johnson vaccine more than 2 months ago. The recommended time frame is 6 months for those who received the Pfizer or Moderna vaccines.
I have a question.
Yes.
What university?
Like school?
It says University Hospital. What university are you talking about?
Cam, it is too early this morning.
I think it's just the name of the hospital, man.
It is just the name of the hospital. He's just trying to be a pain.
Yeah, yeah, brain hurts.
That's bad, man. But anyway, I kind of understand why you want to get they're mandating the booster shot at the same time, but like, I've never been a fan of having vaccine mandates. I've just never been a fan of it altogether.
Mm.
And the reason is because at the end of the day, people if you live in America, there's this thing, you have freedom of choice. And I feel as though that people are really getting their liberties taken away here. And that's just my personal opinion. This is what I'm saying. Does not reflect the station at all. But I just feel as though that people are literally losing their liberties from allowing them to do what they have to do. That's just, like I said, this was my thoughts. I mean, I at the end of the day, I got my vaccine, but like, did I want to? No, but kind of got to play by the rules.
I mean, I think it's a step in the right direction, especially for people who work in a hospital because they have direct contact the most with people who
Yeah.
can be sick. So it is for their own safety and to prevent spreading of COVID.
Yeah, Cam, I can understand what you're saying, of course, because it is you should have the freedom to pay, like, decide.
But it's a healthcare center.
But yeah, they are healthcare workers and they are working in hospitals where people with COVID-19 are coming
Yeah, I get that.
and they're dealing with that. And I mean, if they were required to get the vaccination, what's the point of getting required to get the vaccination if they're not going to require the booster?
That's true.
You know,
I get that.
because eventually the percentage of how effective it is goes down. So then it's like, well, okay, well, you mandated me to get it in the first place. What's the point if it's just the percentage is just gonna go down?
That
I'm
makes
still
sense.
working in the hospital, you know?
That makes sense.
So
Yeah.
I mean,
And like every I've been to the dentist, I've been to the doctors. Everywhere I go, that's a healthcare area, such as those two places I mentioned. They always say on the door, mask required. If answer buts about it, mask required. Okay, copy, gotcha,
yeah.
understandable. And they always say because COVID-19, we're working with you, not trying to spread any germs and causing anyone else to get sick. Gotcha, makes sense.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I didn't realize the time frame was 6 months for those who receive the Pfizer and Moderna because I feel like I'm coming up on 6 months, but
Yeah,
you
no,
know,
I
think we all are.
definitely am
We'll
as
see.
well.
I think
But
we
we
all are.
aren't
healthcare workers.
we're not healthcare workers. We're not 65 and up. So we literally cannot get it yet.
Yeah.
And that's a shame. I want to get mine. But
Yeah.
you know what? It's okay. Eventually. Right?
Yeah. No, yeah, for sure. You could always check your blood work too. That tells you
Oh
how many
yeah.
antibodies you actually have.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
think so.
found that out over the summer how much I had. Like I had a bunch of antibodies. I was like, oh, that's so cool from the
That's-
vaccine.
Yeah. Huh.
But
The more you know.
I have to get my blood taken.
But in other news, this Friday, our Spot News reporter Francis Churchill is delivering us our dose of Montclair State news.
Good morning. I'm Francis Churchill, and you're listening to the Friday, October 29th edition of the Morning Buzz, and this is your edition of Spot News. I am here today asking Montclair State University students about the New Jersey 2021 gubernatorial election and the steps Montclair State University has done to ensure that students are involved in the political process. Ways in which Montclair State University has attempted to get students involved in the political process is sending out emails reminding them in the beginning of October when the last day to register to vote for the 2021 elections was October 12th. They also give out dates for in-person voting and also election day. They also give continual election updates such as that each county will have a drop box on campus, with the Essex County drop box located across from the Red Hawk statue next to the United States Postal Service mailbox. The Passaic County drop box will be located outside of Machuga Heights. They also gave incentives for Montclair State University students to become poll workers and also help Montclair State participating in the annual Pledge the Vote campaign and to win the competition by pledging to vote in the local 2021 elections. I spoke with senior and TVDM major Peter Fivefoot on his thoughts on how Montclair State University is attempting to get students involved in local elections.
I think it's a good way. Email, obviously, we all check our email here at Montclair State, but maybe some more on social since a lot of people are on social media, but I think that it does help to get the word out for the governor elections.
I also spoke with Jenna Sundell, who is a junior and journalism major, on her thoughts on the importance of Montclair State University attempting to get its students involved in the democratic process.
In a college, we're all young adults, we're all trying to figure everything out. So it's really nice that our college is trying to help us figure out how to vote and how to make our voices heard, because not all young adults vote. We are the future, and by voting, we can determine our future.
Yes, so that was our Spot News from Francis Churchill. I actually did see one of those voter boxes outside of Machuga Heights, and I was so surprised. I dropped one of my friends off there, and I was like, whoa, that's so cool. They didn't have that when I was living in Machuga. So I thought that was pretty awesome because, it's definitely...
When did you live in Machuga?
I lived in Machuga my freshman and sophomore year.
I'm pretty sure. I thought they had it last year for the election, the 2020
Did they?
election.
I don't remember that.
Maybe you just missed it.
Maybe Maybe I missed it.
I don't know. I mean, I moved down to Machuga.
Well, I noticed it a couple weeks ago, and I was like, "Oh, that's
Yeah,
really
I
awesome."
saw that too. I was like, oh, nice. That's make sure people can vote. Nice.
Yeah, no, it reminded me. I was like, "Oh, I have to submit my ballot." So
I actually probably gonna go in person to do that. I'll probably do that today.
Yeah, I just did that this past weekend. I'm like, good, I got my vote in.
I definitely gotta do it. Definitely today or this weekend.
yes, every voice matters. But we'll be right back on the Morning Buzz. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Morning Buzz on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. Like I said before, this is our last episode of October and last episode before Halloween. So, yeah, very exciting things.
Very excited, Catlin.
Yeah, I have cat. For those who cannot see me, I have cat ears on, so Cam has been calling me Catlin. But yes, I'm gonna reintroduce myself. I'm actually, you know what? I'm Catlin because of my cat ears, and I'm your host. And we're joined in studio by Cam Martin, who is, what are you again?
Every father ever.
Every father ever in his robe, and his slippers. And then we also have our newscaster, Gabby, who's
Gabby
Dwayne
the-
the Rock Johnson.
Hey guys, I'm Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Gabby the Rock Johnson.
It's nice to talk to you this morning.
And then we also have our segment host in studio with us too, Cassandra. So yes, what do you think? Whose costume's your favorite?
Oh, that's a tough one. I'm liking the casualness of Cam's outfit. Like it works. But I also love Jane the Rock Dwayne. I can't speak.
You gotta respect the Rock.
Cat ears are simple though. So I think I like Dwayne though.
Thank you.
Wow.
You gotta respect the
Wow.
Rock, you know?
Next time.
Before we get into the next part of the show, Gabby, you have some extended weather for us?
Yes, I do. So here is the weather for the next week. Tonight and tomorrow is going to be rainy. So if you have any Halloween weekend plans, it might be smart to incorporate an umbrella in your costume. Today's high is 58. Tomorrow's high is 62 degrees. Luckily, Halloween is going to be a nice 61 and cloudy. On Monday, the sun is finally going to come back out and it will be 61 degrees. Tuesday, you can expect more clouds again and the temperature to drop to 53. And then it's going to stay in the 50s as Wednesday is going to be partially cloudy and 54. And Thursday is going to be cloudy and 51, finishing it off where we started on Friday with some more rain and 53 degrees. And that is the weather for the next week.
Amazing. Thank you. It's so up and down because I feel like yesterday was beautiful and I was hoping we get the same thing for Halloween. But as long as it's not raining on Halloween. we're
Yeah,
all
exactly.
good.
I'm like, okay, Friday and Saturday is probably when people are going to really go out because Halloween's a Sunday night. But it's okay because actual Halloween is going to be nice.
Yeah, so kids can trick or treat.
Exactly. That's
But-
all that matters.
We actually do have an interview every semester at Montclair State. School journalists from all around the School of Communication and Media collaborate on a focus project where we center on a certain special topic and highlight it. Our producer Kenny Horn sat down with two career counselors in MSU's Career Services to speak about one of the topics, the workplace.
Every semester at Montclair State University, the School of Communication and Media does a focus project reporting on an event or trend in our society. This semester, the theme is Focus Disruption with 5 different topics included. One of these topics is the workplace, and to talk about the workplace with us on the show are two of the most knowledgeable people on the Montclair State campus. They even have their own podcast called Manual or Automatic. From Career Services, we have Jeff Poulos and Adam Mayer. Welcome to the show, Jeff and Adam.
Thank you for having us.
Welcome. The most knowledgeable.
I said of the most knowledgeable.
Of the most
Not the
knowledgeable.
most.
Okay.
Not the most. I
Sorry.
didn't want to make the bold claim, just in case I was wrong.
Appreciate that. Thank you, though.
I'm going to lead with the big question, okay? How has COVID affected the workplace?
Well, I mean, the first one would be the advent and the revolution of remote work. So even as we come out of what, this catastrophe and all the humanity that's behind this, it's in job descriptions. It's the term remote is it's ubiquitous at this point, and it's not going to go anywhere. It's going to continue to sit.
It's here to stay. Yeah, it's omnipotent. I'm going to add to your add to your ubiquitous terminology, but I think it's greatly impacted the way we worked and how work will be promoted in the job force. So one thing I always tell students is to be now comfortable with technology and comfortable with Zoom and comfortable with video conferencing and chatting, G-chatting, things like that, which in a way you can make the argument and the connection that we all should be, and even as students, and Adam and I are instructors as well,
Sure.
that we are comfortable with that because we taught through that modality, and students are comfortable learning through that modality too, because we in the past year were on Zoom. So I think the remote is here to stay, and it was relevant in some industries, but now it's definitely at the forefront. And a lot of people have left certain industries, have had career changes based off of those parameters that are now dictating what they are. Now, I would say remote work is in the driver's seat for a lot of people with priorities and work-life balance. That's what they're looking for because they have that flexibility.
Sure. And then what about the advent of vaccination requirements? Public companies, private companies,
right?
People even putting whether or not they're vaccinated on their LinkedIn profile pictures within their headlines.
Really?
So,
I haven't seen that.
Yeah. So
that's a really new thing. We just talked about that in one of the podcast episodes. Yeah, that some folks are addressing that, and they think that's a way to get a leg up in the applicants pool. So, telling the employer or the company that you're possibly right. And here's an example, because I just saw your eyebrow raise. I think, let's say if you're a recruiter and you need to travel, or any sort of job that needs to travel, maybe it's a nice way to tell the employer that I'm ready to go. I'm vaccinated. I could travel. I'm safe to travel. So, and that's just a one-off example, but some folks are saying that. And from the employer's side of things, it tells them that this person's ready to come into work and maybe is okay with a hybrid model of 2 days in a week, 3 days remote, or vice versa, however it is that's going to be, playing out. So, yeah, really interesting stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of changes. But of these changes, which of them are here to stay? Which of them are more importantly are going to be going back to normal? How much? Obviously, you can't predict the future,
right?
But what would you say is the degree of normal we're going to go back to?
It's a good question. I know in the very beginning there was all that chatter about the new normal, and new was always in quotes, and we've seen it in things from CNN to to something we'd see here in campus in the newspaper. I don't want to use those terms because then it sort of brings us back to the past, and I don't think it's ever going to be the same again. Jeff and I looked at what they called the Great Resignation. 48% of people who were coming back after COVID had entertained a change in jobs. Huge percentage.
Yeah.
So with that, I'm reticent to say what will go back to normal. I would love to see hiring come back to where it was healthy at this point. Even
Me
just
too.
a quick thing.
Yeah,
exactly. So fingers crossed.
Yeah, and it's getting. I think if we were having this conversation this time last year, it would be greatly different versus now, especially with hiring trends, I would say, and jobs. Sure. I think they were really few and far between. As for what would be fully normal, it's a tough question too because it's industry based, and I think it depends on what line of work that you want to go into and where you see yourself going. One thing I like to think, and we've discussed this too, that is here to stay, is that flexibility. I think that's something that is going to be woven or baked. Someone used that recently, that we're going to not weave it, we're going to bake it into the conversation. So I'm going to use that here, that it's going to be baked into the conversation as to, providing flexibility, employers, managers providing flexibility, because, there's been so much trauma over the last year. We don't know, your walk of life. We're coming from all different areas, and we're very diverse, and a lot of companies are looking for that diversity in a candidate too, which is a definitely big trend there. But I think there's going to be more flexibility, and I like to think there's more flexibility too on the managerial employer side. Yeah,
flexibility is a very important thing going forward, especially in your skills and what you can offer to a job. It's your job here to get, it's funny to say, it's your job to get people jobs.
Oh, yeah. It's so ironic.
But as employees in
Very
career
true.
services, you have to help the students get into the workforce. And how have students had to adapt what they would typically do to be able to get a job during COVID?
So one thing would be patience, and that's not really a great answer, but it's the truth.
Yep.
So the availability of positions.
I got to take notes.
I mean, we live in a culture of immediacy, right?
Yeah.
And we got an app for this, or, I need to figure this out ASAP. So with the sheer number of positions nowhere near where we would like them to be in terms of openings, to manage up, and we've talked about that on the podcast sometimes, making an application and following up, whether it's a phone call or an email, finding out that person's wheelhouse in terms of communication style, and then keying in on it once you do figure it out with an employer. It's tough, though. Unfortunately, I'm gonna be very unpopular, and I'm gonna say patience.
Patience is virtue, right? I would add to that definitely, that the expectation level that it's not always going to be a home run, and I think that is the cultural thing and a pre-pandemic thing that we're always looking to hit home runs. And I know I'm using a baseball metaphor, maybe because we're in playoffs and the World Series is happening, but I think look for the way that we search for jobs isn't always going to be, I think, traditional as it once was. It's evolved. Quick history lesson, right? Look for a job in a newspaper back in the day. You'd fax things in, right? Now we have so many. We have Indeed, LinkedIn, ZipRecruiter, and they're great resources there, but they're not your only ones. We've stressed power of networking, never gonna die,
100%.
and I think that is the number one job search tool out there. So there's always something to be done in the event you don't get the answer you want, or you're not as successful as you would have liked to have been. So I think definitely networking is something that I just want to stress and kind of again throw into the conversation, because it's still the king. And that in itself could open up a door that to a job that was never posted, and you reached out and you leveraged a network that was an alumni, and that's how you got your foot in the door and you got at least a first round interview.
Yeah. I've been told many, many times and throughout college that it's who you know, which is completely true. How do people,
for sure,
in a time where we are having to stay away from each other and not even knowing what each other look like, how do people get that network if they can't meet people?
My first thing would be LinkedIn.
Yeah.
So looking, as Jeff mentioned a second ago about alumni, so look up alumni who had the same degree that you're pursuing, see where they're employed, see what's going on, send a connection request, but not the automated, hey, I'm a robot. I'm a current MSU student studying blank. I'm interested in learning more about your field. Do you have any recommendations? 3 sentences, real quick. You've used the person's name. You got sort of this genuine vibe going. That would probably be and if I could, because your point is well taken, how do we do this without being face-to-face and still satisfy that networking,
right?
That backbone? Then maybe if you can parlay it into a Zoom meeting or an information interview, or meet
phone call.
Yeah.
I think LinkedIn is the number one driving vehicle for that and lends itself. And when I've shown students that, when you go to Montclair State University's page on LinkedIn and that visualization as to where it breaks down to columns, who's on LinkedIn, where do they live, what do they do, and what did they study? Let me say it that way. Then students are like, wow, and this is a free feature at my fingertips that I could just get a quick visualization as to where this student is or has gone with a particular major. So I think I would use it for 2 ways, and this is where it comes into to networking and who you know, and that cliche that you said, and everything. One, it's a nice way to see where people have gone with a degree, but two, when it comes time to looking for a job at a particular company that you're interested in, search it on that LinkedIn alumni page and see if anyone's already working there. And that's a good way to kind of build your network, and not just for looking, let's say you found a job that you're interested in and you're going to network on LinkedIn before you apply, but maybe just to get your foot in the door so that when that job does come up, you have the in and the network, and you have kept up and you kept an active communication kind of connection with that person. So I think it's a nice way to kind of cultivate and build your circle on LinkedIn. And it's something that, similar to the resume, it takes work, it's evolving, it grows. You want to keep those connections alive and active, and I think it's a great, tremendously underused resource, in my opinion, when it comes to networking.
You both seem to be, it makes sense that you are, but welds of knowledge about this. I guess that's why you're paid to do this. But what has your job had been affected by? How have you both been with this? Because it's not just on the students, it's about what the employees can do as well. Yeah. How have you had to change up how you would normally do your job?
Wow. Well, great question.
Yeah,
great question.
Yeah.
I tried. I did my homework.
Yeah.
He succeeded.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know at one point, how has it affected our work? We were on unpaid leave, as faculty and staff. You could take a number of different precautions in order to mitigate, not getting that paycheck every 2 weeks. And there was unemployment involved. with the state of New Jersey, we were able to apply for that. But so what's in your back pocket?
Yeah.
That got affected. That was a big change. And
the way we work too. I didn't mean to laugh at that point. I thought you were going to take it into a different direction. We were, as you know, we record the podcast, but we were recording that remotely and virtually. Just as an example, that we would use Zoom as the vehicle to look at each other because we feed off of our nonverbals, but we were recording it on our phone.
I was told you recorded in a closet.
I was in a closet.
Dude,
that's where I was going.
And he made it work. It was crazy.
I was in my fiance's closet, trapping all, a lot of clothes in there, so it was great, and shoes that kind of
He'd moved into it. I'll be over here.
Yeah, served as, my recording studio, makeshift studio, and Annabella was great that she made recommendations for things I should be getting to do the podcast, but we went natural, it was very organic as an organic studio. So the way we did work, and I think it put a lot of things in perspective for me personally with a work-life balance. And I think a lot of folks would say the same thing, that really was a tough beam to walk. There were certain times where I probably arguably was working harder than I ever have at home versus trying to separate the idea of work and home too was very, very difficult.
You just nailed it.
So that I think, was a really fine beam to walk and was tough. And there was days where, just very monotonous and things didn't change. And, it was open the computer, log in, do it. And it was tough. And I would have Zooms with Adam or other colleagues just to get some FaceTime and to talk to a real human, So it was tough. Yeah. So our work was definitely impacted for sure. And I think, financially, like you said, and, we took a sacrifice, and also just the way we did our work too. And there's a lot of moments of another cliche of working smarter, not harder, type of thing. So, and we'll save those examples for another recording.
There's a reason for cliches, is how I've always thought of it.
True.
But this is all impossible without technology. And we've gotten very used to the rise and now reliance on technology, especially through this. For months, we were doing interviews through Zoom for this show. How has the usage of technology changed the job application process for students?
I don't think the job application process has changed all that much.
Okay.
Except, if we look at applicant tracking systems, I think the occurrence of ATSs in general will continue to increase. So, what was it? 90% of large companies, 50% of mid-sized companies, they've got this software that does the work of 4 people. It scans, edits, and then, moves the resumes towards a human.
Right.
So that eventually that stuff, you get to a person. But, yeah.
The way we interview probably changed, and I think it's starting to come back with in-person interviews and your standard traditional phone call first and then come in for an in-person interview. But I think at the time and at its peak, Zoom maybe was your first round interview and then that was it. I don't know if there was another Zoom maybe with more people, but just to, pedal that back for a second, that way of virtual interviewing was actually here even before the pandemic. And in your line of work in media and arts and communication, a lot of the big name player companies were using virtual interviewing or virtual applicant interviews that you had 2 minutes to answer a question that was pre-recorded by someone, and they were tracking how many keywords you were using.
I've done a lot of those.
Yep, in that interview, and that was a thing even before the pandemic, I would say. But now maybe, and I've seen this from time to time, has made its way and trickled into other industries, and that I think to me tells me as the career coach, testing your ability to be comfortable with Zoom conferencing, but your ability to maybe answer questions and articulate the job before you get to a real person in the interview and why you're the number one person for that job. So I think a little bit it has changed, technology, the way we, interview, I would say, for the job seeker, and then the way we do the work too, again, depending on the industry and what you get into, that, greatly has changed.
Yeah, and to wrap this up, what advice do you both have for students who are trying to get a job or an internship right now?
Meet with your career advisor.
Yeah.
So, dead serious.
It's
joke.
just funny. It's like, well, yeah, that's what he's paid for. But
Right,
no,
right,
but of course, it
It's-
makes a lot of sense.
It's the truth, because if nothing else, career services doesn't have the highlight on it as a resource that it should.
I agree.
Many, many more people need to take advantage of it, and a lot of students don't know. I mean, they meet with their academic advisor. That stuff oftentimes is mandatory. So You have a captive audience. They come to the advisors. They have to. But with career advising, like something about their resume, mock interviewing, that sort of stuff, they may not know about it. And if they don't, that's, I could start cursing here.
Right.
Please don't.
No, I won't.
No.
I know.
And I think it's never too early to come see us. I think there's a fallacy out there that you have to wait till your junior year to get an internship. That's not the case. You can, I'm sure certain companies and employers may set parameters that they only want juniors and seniors in internships. And, if that applies to you, then you're outruled from that. But I think to have that conversation as to what you want to do, what does it look like? It's not a one and done thing. I've even said before in the past, career services, it shouldn't be like fast food, right? Fast food's great, not the healthiest thing for us though, right? So you want to come and see us over time and create a plan and talk to us. And we have a lot of resources. And quite frankly, these resources and seeing a career coach is sometimes very expensive in the real world too.
Yeah.
So, we do continue to meet with you, but it's now hand in hand with your academic advising plan and with your degree, and come see us. We have a lot of these resources that we can share with you and coach you through and tell you what employers are looking for, since a lot of us have a lot of our conversation day to day involves talking to recruiters and employers and what they want to look for in students and sourcing them in that regard and making sure that we're preparing them as best as possible for the workforce.
There's a reason that you're both here and hired.
Yeah.
Right?
Thank you.
Yes, and I know I've learned a lot talking to you too. I feel like I made the joke before. I think I should have been taking notes though. It's a good thing I have this to listen back to. Thank you both for coming in. I really
pleasure.
appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah, we
Yes.
appreciate it.
That was Jeff Poulos and Adam Mayer. Feel free to check them out if you are interested on their podcast, Manual Automatic, where they talk even more about career services and what you can do to take charge of your career. Now, back to you, Caitlin.
Awesome. That was a very interesting interview. Okay. I really just had a heart attack. I thought I wasn't like unmuted on Zoom because I do that often. Anyway, we have our event segment host here with Cassandra. So what do you have for us today, Cassandra?
Hi, I'm Cassandra Deafaria, and here's what's going on campus. So today, Friday, from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., there's going to be a Friday night fire pit. It will be in the Student Rec Center back patio, and there will be s'mores and hot chocolate. So go and have fun. There's also going to be long games and hammocks to relax on. Tonight, there's also going to be a Frozen Fright Night at the Montclair State University Ice Arena. It's going to be from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. And you come in your Halloween costume because there's going to be a Halloween costume contest from 9:30, sorry. And the actual skating will actually begin at like 8:30. In the parking lot, there's also going to be a fire pit, music, games, and a raffle prizes. So go check that out. Tomorrow on Saturday from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m., there's going to be a Halloween tie-dye event in the Rathskeller. Shirts and all supplies will be provided to guests, so go hang out and make some stuff. On Saturday as well, there's going to be a Halloween hike in Wanchong Reservation from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. It'll start at the Student Rec Center, so make sure you have your water, you have sneakers, and it costs $10 for students. And if you're interested in going, you can register at the Student Rec Center or over the phone at 973-655-3340 if you want to go.
Oh, thank you, Cassandra. Very exciting things. We have so many spooky events happening. So that's always fun to hear about. I know I wanted to go to the Frozen Fright Night because I usually go skating whenever Montclair has like the free students get to go skating for free with your university ID.
Usually every week.
Yeah. So I usually try to go. Yeah. I usually try to go to them, but I'm so tired. I don't know if I'm going to make it to that.
You'll make it.
I'm deciding.
You'll make it. You'll make it.
Take a nap at some point.
You'll make it.
Wear your cat ears.
Wear my cat ears.
Exactly.
You'll be Caitlin.
Oh my
You already have your
God,
costume. You're going to win the costume contest.
No, 100% will win the contest. You know what I was trying to say, right?
I don't know.
The way that you just went blah.
Literally, the words just would not form.
No, it's okay. It's okay. We're all feeling that.
We're all feeling it.
Feeling what?
We're feeling
struggle to
power.
form words on a
That's very
day
true.
like today.
Well, that's like every day for me. So
We're
like,
feeling the power right now, Cam. That's what's happening.
feeling the power. Yo, you need
Yeah.
power. What's up?
It's about drive.
Nice.
I think it's crazy that they have two fire pit things going on. 'Cause
Yeah,
there's the
like-
one in the rec center,
Yeah.
and then there's one in the parking lot of the ice rink.
Well, to be
What?
well,
Oh, there's a
well,
fire pit at the. Oh, there is.
well, to be fair, it is cold outside, so like
Yeah.
Multiple fire. That's fair.
Mhm.
I'm just trying to picture this like in the middle of the
They're
parking
trying to-
lot at the ice rink. Like they do it at the rec center all the time, but how are they gonna
that's
do it? Like,
that's
what?
different.
They're trying to spread out the people. You know, they're like,
Totally.
some will
Social
go to the
distancing,
rec,
Social
Yeah.
distancing. Social distancing.
some will go to the ice
Yeah,
arena.
you gotta split it up.
Oh,
a
I know what you
little.
mean. I know what you mean.
My friend sent me a thing for the Frozen Fright Night thing, and I was like, yeah, I'll go. Me right now.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you
I
just
kinda wanna
need a
sleep.
nap, and then you'll be good.
Oh
as
yeah,
new.
after like a 2-hour nap,
that'd be
if
chilling,
not
that'd be
more,
chilling.
I'll be fine.
Now,
I really feel like taking a nap before my class, but let's not talk about that.
I want to take a nap before work, but where?
Yeah,
So-
no,
Fair enough.
exactly. This
Anywhere.
is my issue.
Yeah.
the one thing I wish I could do tomorrow, I'll talk about why I can't do it. The t-shirts, that'll be kind of cool. The tie-dye shirts, that'll be lit to do.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
the hiking. I definitely want to start hiking more, but problem is 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. It's a long
That is
day.
a long hike.
Two,
Exactly.
Bring a gallon of water.
two
Yeah.
$10. Yikes.
Oh, you have to pay for it too. I
Yeah.
mean,
Typically those events, they only have so many like spots allowed.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
yeah,
And
you
like
have to
people will go
register.
and they will wait on that wait list for forever and then not actually get it.
Yeah, I get that.
And that's just a fact because I know it that happens because I work there. But yeah, no. So it's like, do I want to? Is it worth my Saturday morning or is
Okay.
it Sunday morning?
Saturday morning.
Saturday morning to
No.
go on this hike?
Here's a question for you. What if you are able to do the events, which one would you go to?
The Frozen Fright Night.
Frozen
Also
Fright
the
Night.
Halloween tie dye, but I
Mhm.
can't because I made a promise.
Actually, you
to
know, I
Cam.
do think Halloween tie-dye would be cool because I feel like my go-to colors when I do tie-dye are always going to be like pink and blue, but then it's Halloween, so I'd be, you know,
I got those
I'd
ones in
have
there.
to do something
I'm
different.
assuming the
Yeah.
only colors they'll have is orange, purple, black,
Maybe
green.
green, yeah.
That's
That'd be
my
kinda lit.
guess.
That'd be kind of lit.
Imagine doing all of this together. That's kind of like I could see the purple and green and then orange and black. Imagine all
Yeah,
four.
that'd be
That'd be
clean.
kind
That'd
of
be
cool
cool.
looking.
Crazy.
That'd be really fun.
Can you do like different designs too, like a ghost maybe?
I don't know.
I
You
don't know how you
probably
would
can. If
tie-dye
you
it.
Google it, you can find them.
Tie-dye.
I've
Yeah,
seen them before.
You have to like fold it a certain way. Like it's so crazy.
It's
how
like
they do
origami
it.
within itself.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
definitely mine would come out messy, but if I just did the regular tie-dye, it'd be cute.
It would be cute.
Be
You
very
know, I
cute.
love a good spiral tie dye,
Yeah, that's the only one I know how to do. And
Yeah,
I've only done
same.
it once in my life.
and I'm
Same.
still
so-
not that great at it sometimes.
Oh,
Same.
so I want a tie-dye day again. You know, we should have a WMSC tie-dye and then everything's like red and white. Oh,
Suggest it to
cute.
the office team.
Yes.
That's the
talk
next
to the
event that
office
we're
team.
asking them to host.
That's one way to do it.
What?
I'm not opposed to it. That's a great idea, actually. I'm not.
That would be really cute.
That would
Ghost
be
of
cute.
Kenny, make it happen.
Yeah, Ghost of Kenny, you're hearing us right now.
Oh.
Wiggla wiggla.
I'll find Leslie, our office assistant, and I will talk to her. She'll probably love the idea.
She would.
Yeah.
But
be good.
anyway, wow.
I
I
need to learn
love
how to
that.
ice skate.
You don't know how to ice skate?
No,
I'm so bad at it too.
Oh my
I've never-
goodness. I
now-
could teach all of you.
No,
I
you
try.
don't need to teach me.
I've tried numerous times.
You
Slight-
know how to skate? Cam?
Slight flex. I don't know how to skate, but I've never fallen. Slight flex. So
Mhm.
yeah, never fallen while I was skating.
That's a
Nah,
flex.
that
I've
is a
fallen.
flex.
I've fallen like twice, maybe 3 times. And the one time it wasn't my fault. I was literally standing there, and a guy was trying to race one of his friends,
Oh.
ran
and
over?
he ran into me.
No, that's the thing
Yes!
about public skate. Sometimes there's a bunch of hockey players, and I
Oh.
mean, this is my personal opinion. Hockey players are obnoxious, especially during free skate, because they skate super fast and like race with their friends. People are just trying to learn how to skate, have fun with their friends, and they literally have knocked. I've seen them knock people over
No.
because they're just, and they apologize, but it's still like, bro,
it's
calm
still like
down.
you knocked me over.
Exactly.
Like when that happened to me, it was like my project graduation
I was lit.
thing, and that's when it happened. And he was like, so he was somebody that I graduated with, and we knew each other, and he was like, I'm so sorry. And I was like I wasn't hurt or anything.
wasn't sorry.
It was funny.
He wasn't sorry.
But I'm like, bro,
No,
like really?
I
Like
feel
I was on
like-
the edge.
yeah.
Yeah, you're also by the wall. I feel like everybody has stories like this too, because I went with because his blade kind of hit her a little, so like
Ooh.
she was
Ah.
fine.
Okay.
But she had a little cut on her finger, but she was fine. But yeah, then it's like traumatizing because then it's like I don't want to go back, and I feel bad because I'm like, no, you have to come back skating with me, and then they're like, I'm good, and I'm like, oh,
Exactly.
it's the hockey player's fault.
See, I am not a hockey player, far from it, but I would like literally try to race around with those guys because I'm competitive. So I'm like, you know what? If you're gonna race, What do I sign up to race?
Oh,
I'll
so
race you.
you're one of them.
I'm not one of them, but like
You are one of
I've never
them.
bumped into anybody.
That's good.
Unless it's one of my friends. That's different though.
Okay.
Because, respectfully.
Those little stroller thingies.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Those are where it's at.
I think those would be
so
my best
good.
friends.
The penguins are.
Yeah, I'm so good with those. Like those, you would think I'm a professional skater.
Yo,
Without it, I'm against the wall.
Hey, Camp.
What's up?
Did you know that you're listening to 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair?
Oh my God, really? I'm on 90.3 WSC.
You are live on the air.
Oh my gosh, it's top of the hour.
It is the top of the hour. It's 8 a.m. here on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair, and you're listening to the Morning Buzz. Wow. Anyway, what I was gonna say something about the hockey players. Yeah, I mean, I feel like Cassandra needs to learn how to skate, but we just can't. It's just not on a day when it's packed because the hockey players. Let me know how the figure skaters go to free skate and practice and don't get in anybody's way. But the hockey players are in everybody's way.
They're used to colliding into people.
I was gonna say that's because figure skaters are graceful.
That's
What's
true.
to me?
Yeah,
Mad graceful.
yeah, because the
They
hockey
are,
players
they
are
are.
aggressive and they're just like boom, boom.
Exactly.
That's what it feels like.
Exactly.
I don't know why that was my boom, boom. That was my way to
Can you tell it's too early for us guys?
just boom, boom. That's how I can explain the hockey players. In my head, it makes sense because I'm picturing running.
It does actually make sense.
I'm picturing running in my head. So
Running.
It would be,
Yeah,
Running.
like she's painting a picture for everybody listening. Like they're
Captures
going
the
boom,
energy.
boom.
Sure. Got it. Copy.
Happy.
So yeah.
We'll be right back on the Morning Buzz as I recover from my boom, boom.
Hi. Sorry, I'm still a little tired. I'm Gabby Lutz, and this is your 8 a.m. newscast here on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. As the top story, Facebook is changing its name. Mark Zuckerberg announced that his company Facebook will be getting a new name and will now be called Meta. The new name will not replace Facebook's apps like Instagram, WhatsApp, and the Facebook app itself. Just the corporate company's name will change. In national news, Oklahoma has officially brought back the death penalty after 6 years of a pause in using it. According to AP News, as of yesterday, John Marion Grant, a man who in 1998 stabbed a prison cafeteria worker to death, has been given the lethal injection for his crime nearly 24 years ago, resuming the 6-year pause. In international news, with the UN's climate change conference coming up, all eyes are on China. According to NBC News, this conference is being held to discuss what the countries can do to help fix climate change, and China, being the world's largest polluter, is expected to have some kind of plan, as they haven't given too much of one yet. The conference begins on Saturday. In local news, a New Jersey woman's body was found in a California desert. According to NewJersey.com, the 30-year-old Lauren Cho went missing last summer. Cho's remains were found in Yucca Valley earlier this month, but have just now been identified as her own. The cause of her death has yet to be determined. As for the weather, it is currently 46 degrees, the high today being 61 and the low being 44. You can expect some rain tonight, so plan accordingly for your Halloween weekend plans. The air quality index right now is 24, which is considered good. I'm Gabby Lutz, and this has been your 8 a.m. newscast here on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. Back to you, Cam.
Oh well, that sounds different to say. But first of all, I'm not looking forward to at all the rain. So Halloween weekend plans are going to be very, very, very critical.
That's why you have to be Georgie from It for Halloween, and then
You'll
have a raincoat and you'll be good.
Stop it.
That's funny.
Stop it.
It just makes sense. Thanks, Caitlin.
No, I appreciate that.
Stop it.
You know, your yellow rain jacket. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Anyway, so we got a sportscast, 8 a.m. sportscast. I'm still Cam Martin. Here's your 8 a.m. sports report. The Packers won 24-21. Game 3 of the World Series takes place tonight. The Sixers win 110-102. The Knicks won 104-103. The Flames and Canadians both win 4-0 respectively. The San Diego Padres hired Bob Melvin to be their new manager. Two of the top 10 teams in college football play each other as number 6 Michigan travels to East Lansing, Michigan to take on number 8 in a huge Big Ten and nationally changing game. Montclair State's women's cross-country team competes in the New Jersey Athletic Conference tomorrow. Football will host Rowan as we honor our seniors in their last ever home game at Sprague Field. If interested, kickoff is at noon. Field hockey will also close out their season tomorrow at home against TCNJ. If interested, the game starts at 6 p.m. at Sprague Field. Swim and dive will host Vassar College at the Panzer Pool. If interested in that, the meet starts at 1 p.m. Volleyball closes out college. And that's really your sports report for the 8 a.m. hour. Good luck to all the Red Hawks competing. Now let's get this 8 a.m. party started.
Ooh, I like that. 8 a.m. party.
Listen, I've been up all night, so I kind of like got to think of something unique.
Cam's been partying all night.
I
Guys.
don't party that much.
I'm very excited. We have some fun stories this hour.
Oh yeah, so Caitlin, how are you going?
You want me to start? Okay. It's not just humans. Some spiders also suffer from arachnophobia. So, if you don't know what arachnophobia is, it's a fear of spiders. So,
well, and scorpions, but that's not the point.
Sorry, arachnophobes. It looks like you have more in common with your worst nightmare than you might think. The study was published by the British Ecological Society in their journal Functional Ecology, and it examined the behavioral responses of baby jumping spiders to predator and non-predator objects to determine their predator recognition instincts. Research determined that the jumping spiders can, quote, indeed identify predator objects in the absence of motion, end quote. Aw.
You know, this makes me feel kind of like, with spiders, you know? I don't like spiders, so.
I cannot handle it. But see, I mean, it makes sense because it's like predator spider. Like,
yeah,
they're in danger.
When I first read the story, I was like this.
Oh, look at you using the sound effect.
Like I did not think it was possible for a spider to fear its own thing, but then again, that's like everything in life. There's humans that fear humans.
Well, because it's probably the bigger spiders, like the ones that can actually
it's like how like people, we fear the big bullies.
That's very true. That's very true.
That's a nice analogy.
Yeah,
I get that, but like like that's just something that it's just weird to me to think like spiders are afraid of themselves. But I see what you mean.
That's what I wonder if it's like that with other animals. Like imagine different types of ants are afraid of each other.
Ants.
I don't know.
You said ants.
Well,
ants are insects. Oh,
ants technically probably fear their queen in a way, like in a respective fear way.
That's different. Listen, do you fear your mother? Respect the fear.
No, when she's mad, maybe.
What? No, listen.
Sorry, Mom, if you're listening. I mean, she knows.
when my mom, I never wanted to make her upset because I was terrified.
Yeah.
But that's not the point. But yeah, it's just like you kind of have to show that respect. But spiders, though, you're afraid of your own kind.
Yeah, but then it's like they tested with bigger spiders.
Okay. Whoops.
Baby spiders, big spiders.
Yeah, I'd be scared too.
Like imagine you're a child and someone's just stomping around you.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's so
sad.
To think about.
And now I'm thinking about the little animation. Is it like the Pixar animation with the little spider? And he's so cute. That's the only spider I like.
What Pixar animation is this?
I don't remember what it's called, but the spider is so cute. I'm gonna look it up and then I'll get back to you on that one.
I'm gonna look it up.
It's so cute and I think it's adorable. Oh, it's Lucas the spider.
I've seen that. It's really cute.
He's so cute.
I did not see that.
Oh, for all of you like listening, like he's a little brown spider and he's got all fuzzy and he's got the big eye.
Oh, fuzzy spider.
He's so cute.
You cannot tell me that's not cute.
He actually is cute, but it's because of the big eyes. But like fuzzy spiders scare me.
That is the only. No, me too. Like tarantulas. Ugh.
Yeah,
but
they were so hairy and big.
But this spider is adorable, and that's the only spider I like personally. So I can imagine that spider being scared of the bigger spiders.
Yeah, 100%.
So
I think it's interesting how I don't think the point of the study was like, let's see if spiders are afraid of spiders. Yeah. It's just something that came about among their
it might have been.
No, I think the point of the study was about predatory behavior.
Yeah, so if they're scared of other spiders.
That's true. The behavioral responses.
I wonder like what spiders are afraid of. Like a black widow. That's not scared of anything. It's a black widow.
Well, that's the black widow is Natasha Romanoff. So she's not. She's
of course she doesn't fear anything.
She's a queen.
But like a black widow, is it like a daddy or mommy long leg scared of a black widow?
Probably.
No, yeah, it says that they can identify predator objects in the absence of motion. So I guess even just looking at them, it's like,
yeah,
that's a no.
Exactly.
It's a no. We're not going over there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it was all about that. I'm going to play Shonda. Shonda by Spider Bag. So yeah, let's get it. So we're back into the morning buzz. I am still on board. I'm Cam. Join me is Kaylin, Cassandra, and Gabby. And right for the next one, Kenny, this was a long list of things that we had to do. But for the American Music Awards, Olivia Rodrigo tops 2021 nominations. Olivia Rodrigo tops the American Music Award nomination with the song "Driver's License" and "Good for You." The singer is up for 7 awards. In addition to leading this year's nominations, Rodrigo is a first-time nominee, and if she wins in at least 5 categories, she will have broken the record for the most wins by a first-time nominee ever. The Weeknd lands 6 nods with 3 other major artists, each scoring 5 nominations, including Bad Bunny, Doja Cat, and Giveon. Taylor Swift is one of a number of artists nominated in 3 categories. Swift, who has the most AMA awards of any artist ever, could break her own record if she wins again this year. The Artist of the Year nominees include Ariana Grande, BTS, Drake, Olivia Rodrigo, Taylor Swift, and The Weeknd.
Lots of different things. We also have New Artist of the Year, which is 24K Golden, Giveon, Masked Wolf, Olivia Rodrigo, The Kid Laroi.
Favorite trending song, Erica Banks' Bust It, Mangskin Beggin', Megan Thee Stallion's Body, Olivia Rodrigo's Driver's License, and Papa Hana Adderall. Oh, that's that song. That's that song. Got it.
And then favorite male pop artist, Drake, Ed Sheeran, Justin Bieber, Lil Nas X, and The Weeknd.
Gabby, want to take this next one up?
Oh, favorite female pop artist, guys. Ariana Grande, Doja Cat, Dua Lipa, Olivia Rodrigo, and Taylor Swift.
Say that again, Gabby.
Oh, my bad.
That was on me.
Favorite female pop artist is Ariana Grande, Doja Cat, Dua Lipa, Olivia Rodrigo, and Taylor Swift.
Hey, Cassandra, want to get this last one?
Sure. For favorite male country artists, we have Chris Stapleton, Jason Adline, Luke Bryan, Luke Combs, and Morgan Wallen.
Oh wow, 2 of Ben's favorite artists.
Sure.
Anyway, Ben is a part of the
Shout out
programming team at WMSC.
Shout out Ben, that's my guy. He taught me the word the other way. But out of all these artists, which one of your top? Who's your top for each one?
Oh, for each one.
Each category.
Okay, so let's start with Artist of the Year then.
I'll go first. So I would say here's the thing. I'm a big Drake guy. I love Drake. That's my dude. So I'll say Drake for Artist of the Year. New Artist of the Year, definitely Olivia Rodrigo because she's elite. Favorite trending song, Driver's License is a great song. Favorite pop male artist, Lil Nas X. I feel that he's gonna, he just produced nothing but bangers. Absolutely. Favorite female pop artist, Olivia Rodrigo. Can't go wrong. And I don't know country songs, so I would just take a guess and just say Luke Bryan because that's the one I know.
Okay, at least you know one. I would say Luke Combs for the country just because Ben is constantly playing Luke Combs in The Office, and it's just stuck in my head. It's just not my fault. It's just I know the lyrics, and it's because of him, and I don't even try to know the lyrics. He's just always playing it. But I feel like I'm conflicted for best new artist. Like Giveon and Olivia Rodrigo were up there. And I absolutely love Giveon. His voice is so attractive. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody. It's amazing. And Olivia Rodrigo,
yeah,
but she's really killing it right now too.
Yeah,
totally.
She's her name is in almost every single one of these.
Yeah, and that's
except for male country artists and male pop artists. She's in every single one. I don't know, man. I mean, Artist of the Year, I personally would want Olivia Rodrigo to win. I would not be shocked if BTS won.
I wouldn't be shocked. But Ariana Grande's here, and I feel like, Ariana has new music, but I feel like it feels like it was so long ago.
I didn't even know she had new music.
Doesn't feel
I was gonna say
recent.
that.
I don't know. I mean, and I love Ariana Grande. If she won, good for her. I'd be so happy. If any of these artists really won,
I wouldn't be upset.
I'd be chilling,
I wouldn't be upset at all.
But yeah, BTS Army is like insane.
Yeah, they are.
Everything.
I don't really have anything against anybody in the category, but I do think Artist of the Year should definitely be music that's just all over the charts right now, and I feel like that's not Ariana right now. Even if it was when her music first came out, it's just been so long.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Olivia Rodrigo would probably be.
I'm surprised not on this list.
Who?
Lil Nas X.
That's
Artist
really
yeah.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised not.
He's in favorite male pop artist.
Yeah, this might just be the featured names, not probably not the complete list.
No, I think it is a complete list because they typically only have like 5 or 6.
Well, that's
nominees.
surprising.
Because he was topping the charts.
Oh, he
especially
was.
when
He's
Montero came
been
out.
topping the chart. They probably made this list
Before.
right before
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
really released
Yeah.
his
It
album.
really is like hard though, because the way that they do it, if you released it too early, like you're kind of forgotten, and then if it's too late,
Yeah.
you miss like that window.
Yeah.
You could
Kinda
drop like
complicated.
honestly, if any music future musicians out there, you probably want to drop your album around like September.
Oh, like before award season.
Yep.
Yeah, like that makes sense. I mean,
Kind of makes.
but that's fine. I mean, he's still nominated.
Oh no, he's still.
If I would be shocked if he did not win Male Pop Artist.
I'll be
No,
shocked too.
he-
I would be
Yeah,
absolutely
really.
blown away because like his name is everywhere. Whether you hate him, whether you like him, he's everywhere.
And besides,
Yeah.
his music is phenomenal.
And
His-
he,
Yes.
His
like
fu-
his self promos are amazing. He's
Oh, yeah.
very in
Mhm.
touch
Oh.
with like people our age.
And him on Twitter
it's funny.
is the
It's-
funniest thing in the world.
I've seen a couple. Yeah, it's funny.
Like, some of them you cannot quote on air.
No, a lot of you can't go on there.
Yeah, exactly. But he's so funny and he's just relatable and people really like him. Goes to Kenny said his last tweet, for example. I have not seen his last tweet, so
I will
I'm
see
gonna have
that-
to look that
I
up.
will see that. I will see that. Soon.
yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Although, okay, so here's a little hot take. I don't like all of the songs for the favorite trending song. I feel
Yeah.
like they could have made better decisions.
Like
personally.
Adderall's. I didn't know Adderall was even in this list.
Corvette.
Exactly.
Oh, that's the one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm like,
the
that's
only
right.
reason I know that is because in parentheses it says
Corvette.
Corvette.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's the
I
song.
mean, I only know that song because of TikTok.
And I'm like,
so.
I thought that song
blame
came out
her.
like a year or two ago at
yeah,
this point.
I mean, I guess because of the TikTok trend, there's been so many trends since then. It feels like it was
Yeah.
so long ago.
Yeah, it
I
even
mean,
was
though
it
fast.
could have come out this year, but like trends go so quickly
Mhm.
that like anything that might have been like a month ago feels like 2 years ago at this point. And I mean, driver's license makes sense, body makes sense,
Yada yada
Yeah.
yada. Oh, I guess.
begging can make sense, bus it. I don't know. I feel like
Bus it, didn't that come out in 2020?
bus it. Yeah, I don't. I'm not sure,
Let's
but
see.
it's a good song. Don't get me wrong. It's fun, but I don't think it's trending song of the year good.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like it doesn't. We're not saying
Yeah.
it's a bad song. It's just like, does it belong in that category?
No, there
kind
are
of thing? Yeah.
like not to bring up Little Nas again, but where is Industry Baby?
Industry Baby is a banger. Listen,
That
is,
went
good
so
song.
listen,
hard.
that is low key the official song of the Montclair State football team. That's the song we come out to every game. So like I
As
can,
it should be.
I'm like, yo, what song is this? This song's fire.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, oh, it's Lil Nas X. This song is absolute fire.
Exactly. Or like even at this point, because it's for 2021, Call Me by Your Name, Montero,
Yeah.
the song. Like there are so many that could have there are so many songs literally just from him alone that could have been in trending, like in the favorite trending songs.
Mm-hmm.
So many. And this is what they picked. They could have done a little better, in my opinion.
Oh my goodness, so judgmental.
But am I
Okay, though.
wrong?
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I mean, you always have to be critical of like the boards that choose this too. 'cause-
Exactly, because realistically, like, also favorite male pop artist. Don't get me wrong, I like Ed Sheeran, but what has he put out recently?
I didn't even know
He came out with the sing. He came
He
out
put
with
out
Bad
something.
Habits.
Yeah,
the
that's
song
it.
Bad Habits. But I don't like. It's just
I don't think
different
I've
Ed
even
Sheeran
heard
vibes.
it.
It's
Mhm.
I don't know. It's not
I
my
didn't even know
favorite
that was Ed Sheeran.
I didn't even know he put out a song.
Yeah.
Like that, like and in the past, like he has deserved to win awards in the past.
but like it's
But
out of-
this year,
it's over.
he's just not a name that people talk about. So why is he on the list? I don't know. Just me, maybe. I don't know.
No, I get
But-
that. Yeah.
I feel like female pop artist has all the valid people in it.
Mhm.
I think for female pop artists, Doja Cat and Olivia and Rodrigo are gonna go really head and head.
Yeah.
Like because people these days love Doja Cat.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean
It's
it's
good,
valid.
Yeah.
But and people have said like this is not like an exact thing, but people have said that she is one of the like best female rap performers
Yeah.
in a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I can tend to agree with that. I've never seen her live, but I have seen videos of her live, and wow, she does great. But so her and Olivia Rodrigo, I think, might go
Mhm.
head to head for that.
I'm just like remembering like when Olivia's like album came out and like it was crazy.
It was like the world like turned upside down.
Mhm.
Like actually like flipped. And everybody was in their bag for
Like,
at least a month.
I just felt like everything was on pause and all we could really do was listen to this album.
Exactly. You got in my car, it was Olivia Rodrigo playing
Oh,
for
yeah.
a good month.
I forgot about driver's license
How?
existing until I read the list.
Me too.
No.
And I was
hold
like,
on.
oh yeah.
No, I'm saying last night the Ghost of Kenny sang driver's license.
Oh,
at the,
yes,
at the
he
Halloween
yeah,
party.
he
did.
did.
The
At the
WMC
WMC
party.
Yes, you could really feel his pain in his singing.
Yeah.
You know? You could
I
just
mean,
see it.
the chorus is what really.
Oh yeah, everything else was like, yeah.
Yeah.
No offense, Kenny. We all have to be critical. But when you were getting into that chorus, Ghost of Kenny,
Yeah,
You
that was,
felt your
that was my
pain.
favorite part.
I felt like
was
I
screaming
felt like I was
along,
going.
too.
Yeah, I felt like I was going through
Yeah,
the heartbreak
I
all
was
over
going right
again.
through
You
it.
know, so
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah. Although I do think favorite trending song would probably be "Body" or "Driver's License."
Yeah.
No, it has to be driver's
Well,
license.
we'll see what
Mhm.
happens.
We'll
I
see.
want to see how many
I-
she pulls out in the net.
I'm really curious too.
Like how many awards she wins because
I would not be surprised if she wins 3 or 4. Honestly,
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, I want to see.
but we shall see. We're gonna go take a quick break, and we'll see you back here in about a minute. And we are back to the morning buzz. The next story, actually, I'm a huge. There's no way. I just looked at this. Tropicana announces an orange juice friendly toothpaste. That's actually very helpful. Teeth cleaning is getting a citrusy boost. Anyone who's ever tried to drink a glass of orange juice as soon as after brushing their teeth knows that lingering effects of toothpaste and makes the juice taste that much different and significantly worse than it usually does. While most people have simply decided not to just eat or drink after brushing their teeth, Tropicana has a new solution. The fruit juice company announced that in a post that will be releasing a limited edition Tropicana toothpaste on November 1st, coming this Monday. The post said, quote, "Toothpaste ruins OJ." So it made a limited edition Tropicana toothpaste dropping November 1st. How do you guys feel about that?
I'm excited.
That sounds gross.
Yeah, like if you think about it, for me at least, it's kind
My-
of like
They don't think about it.
simple solution. Thank you.
I don't
I'm
know.
just surprised it's limited edition too.
But it's just like, so your toothpaste is gonna taste citrusy, so when you drink your orange juice, it won't be that different.
But is that what's happening?
But like my favorite thing, like when I brush my teeth, I want that minty freshness.
Okay, but is it actually like going to be citrusy? Like I know it says teeth cleaning is getting a citrusy boost, but is that just because you can
I mean, it just
brush your
says
teeth and drink orange juice after? are they-
Tropicana toothpaste.
Are they making a formula that is still minty, but like good,
A different type of
a
minty.
different
Yeah.
formula to not make your orange juice taste bad?
Yeah.
Or is it going to literally be a citrusy toothpaste? Because this is actually no,
See-
it would be weird.
see,
It'd be
no-
like bubblegum toothpaste.
You're thinking about it
That's
too much.
what I mean.
Yeah.
No, I think it will
Mhm.
be like the way bubblegum toothpaste is kind of light though. It doesn't last that long, I feel like.
It doesn't. I think it
So
literally lasts for
if
like 20
no
minutes.
matter what the flavor is, it's gonna be a lighter flavor than what a mintiness
Yeah.
is. Because the thing with the minty is it lingers, and then when you drink the orange
Yeah.
juice, it's like ew.
My issue with citrus though is that sometimes when you have citrus, like not as much like lemon, but with orange juice, I don't know about you guys, but it like has this like not aftertaste, but it leaves like this like weird breath after.
Mhm.
And I'm like, is that gonna happen with their toothpaste though? Because the whole point of me brushing my teeth is to get rid of that breath.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like for me, I feel like I wouldn't want to spend my money on it.
I mean, I would try it once, but I don't know if it would be something that I get all the time.
Well, it's limited edition, so I mean, you can't get it
Well,
all the time.
yeah, but if it actually turns out good, a lot of companies, you know,
Well,
they
yeah.
tend to, if
Well-
people really like it, they tend to like be like, oh, it's limited edition, but
You are
then they
correct.
keep it.
You are correct, but like, I would never do that.
I don't know.
You wouldn't buy it?
I would. First of all,
I think it's something to test.
it is something to test, but like, would I use it every day? No.
Oh, like just when you drink juice, just pull out.
Yeah, like
whip out
like
the special
what- like
toothpaste.
literally, that's literally the only use for it. So it's like, okay, cool, whatever. Like I'm just stick to my regular toothpaste. I'm not gonna say the brand because we're not sponsored, and I don't think we're sponsored either. But I'm just gonna let it rock with the minty toothpaste, the green mint, all the different kind of toothpaste because one, you can never go wrong with having the mint, regardless.
Yeah.
We all enjoy chewing gum, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Which
So-
is also gross if you have gum and then drink something.
Exactly. Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, like that's something I personally I would never want to. I wouldn't buy it if I saw a friend of mine have it. I would Venmo him like 20 cents because I'm not taking that much toothpaste.
You're gonna Venmo them to
20
use some
cents.
toothpaste.
Yo,
I
listen, yo.
wouldn't Venmo. I would just use some toothpaste.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I'm not gonna like be that guy because I feel bad because I'm not using their toothpaste. Oh, I'm taking up their toothpaste. That's hard. That's the hard-earned money that they spend on toothpaste.
I'm trying
Yeah.
to imagine how they would make this toothpaste look. Like, is it gonna be a little Tropicana bottle?
Oh wait, that would be cute
Oh,
because
wait,
it's
the
the
Mercury.
Tropicana toothpaste.
Yes.
That's
Yeah, I
calling it
think
right
Oh,
that'd
now.
yeah.
be so cute.
That'd
And
actually be
the
adorable.
ghost of Kenny is asking, do we think it's gonna be orange?
No, I don't think it
I
would.
think it might.
don't think
Actually, I
so.
think it might be. That was my first thought that came to my
Yeah.
I
head.
don't
Yeah.
know, because if it doesn't
Like-
taste like orange juice, it's gonna like
That
play
would
with
be
your head.
deceiving, yeah.
I don't know.
But I mean, they could do it for the cuteness. Like I don't know because then
Yeah.
like bubblegum toothpaste can be a different color because it's
Very true.
bubblegum. So
Bubblegum.
I guess it doesn't make sense if it's not orange juice flavor.
Exactly.
We
I
shall
don't
see.
Interesting. Wait,
Spe-
do you guys? I just question. Do you guys brush your teeth before or after you eat?
Gotta go after.
depends
You
on
have
the
to.
day.
You have to go after. Here's why: because you already have all. You eat all the food. It's like it's like taking a shower, then you go work out. It just counterproductive.
That's
So-
an interesting comparison.
So
Yeah.
during my day, like if I brush my teeth during the day, like midday, it's after I eat.
Yeah, but when you first wake up,
But when I first wake up,
I eat first.
I just kind of brush them, and then because I don't eat, like sometimes I don't eat until I'm out the door.
yeah,
But I'm like, I have to brush my teeth in the morning, so I'd rather like brush them than not brush them at all. So in the morning I tend to brush them and then eat after because I just take food out the door with me.
See, this is why you don't sleep. If you don't sleep, you just brush your teeth. You don't eat, cool, whatever. You just get back to it after you get done. After you get
No,
done
this
your
is
project.
why I sleep, but give myself enough time to get ready. And then
I definitely like the first thing I do in the morning is brush my teeth because it's just gross to me if I don't, and I like having the mintiness, so I won't eat instantly after because I like the minty
yeah.
taste. But
I
when it
just-
wears off,
Yeah. I just hate morning breath.
yeah, that's
Oh,
the
yeah, that's
thing.
true. That's
Mhm.
true.
It's
Yeah.
just ill.
It's just not also like I don't know about you guys, but like if my teeth get too grimy like throughout the day,
Mhm.
it skeeves me out. Like I have to go brush my teeth like
In the middle of the day.
in the
like,
middle of the day because I'm
yeah.
like, this is disgusting. Why do I feel grime on my teeth?
Yeah, no, like
Mhm.
morning breath is a thing, but then also like at the end of the day, like sometimes you just feel gross, like your mouth feels gross.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly, yeah,
brushing
well,
your
'cause,
teeth
you know,
before bed is like, oh,
It's essential. It's
Yeah.
essential.
You
it's like
eat,
relief.
I don't know.
Now, question.
Yes.
So Gabby, you know this personally. One of our friends, every time you don't have a beverage, you get caught.
Oh my gosh.
Shout out Ronaldo. I mean, it's my guy.
Shout out Renault.
The reason why I say this, you just mentioned eating. The next story talking about Doritos and queso was stolen from a college market.
Hmm.
So in the university, at Central Michigan University, the police department was called to investigate a stolen item. Police reviewed security footage and saw a 17-year-old man, I don't think that's a man, steal a bag of Doritos and a jar of queso dip. He was found and brought back to the market where he paid for the items. The market did not press charges.
I love how you're like, I don't think that's a man.
That's not a
That's
man. That's
child.
that still is a child.
Yeah, he's still technically a minor. So
17-year-olds.
that's a bro dude,
That's a bro.
That's a bro. I mean, listen.
I don't blame him.
I appreciate the way they handle it though.
Oh, yeah,
They
oh,
found
yeah.
him and they're like, just pay us.
It's like,
and
bro,
that's
come
it.
on now.
Versus
Because-
like,
Dude, you're
realistically-
under arrest.
yeah.
He's,
Well, I mean, hopefully he doesn't do it again. But it's just like
He's a kid, so.
he's a college student.
we're broke. What do
you?
you like?
What do you
Yeah.
expect us to
How
do?
much do you think those Doritos and how much do you think
Yeah.
it costs?
$15.
Here's what I don't understand. Colleges know we're broke,
Yes.
And they
and then
still
you
want
go
to
to
charge
their
us.
food places and their little markets, and everything is like double the regular price.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that makes no sense. Like,
Why?
okay, maybe you can't make it cheaper, but at least make it the same.
Like you're charging me
Honestly.
thousands and thousands of dollars for tuition, and you
It's
can't
adulting.
let me pay $1 for a water bottle. You got to make me
No,
pay like
no.
$4.
It
No.
really should be $1. No, it's true. It's literally like stadium prices. Like that's
Yeah.
not cool.
Yeah, like why?
Here's the thing, every water bottle that's being sold should be literally $1. I don't care what brand it is. I don't. Well, Smart Water, that's totally different. But this is my hot take. Every water bottle should be $1.
I
Don't
agree.
no
Mhm.
more, no less.
Especially Poland Spring, because I feel like Poland Spring
Everywhere's
plastic.
Poland Spring.
Yeah,
What?
like the Deer Park, the
Everyone.
Poland Springs, like
yeah.
they should all be $1.
Yeah, because that's like that thinner plastic,
Exactly.
but like the Dasani
Yeah.
bottles feel like thicker.
Listen.
Yeah.
So-
also Dasani
That's not good. That's not
Has salt in their
not,
water.
is
that's not good
salt
water. That's not good water.
water.
It's salt water, yeah.
Salt water.
Yeah,
And
Dasani.
that's the
It's
one every
$10
time
has.
when you get like if you get a swipe and they give you free water with the swipe,
It's Dasani.
It's Dasani.
Are we
I'm like,
spo-
how dare you disrespect me? I
Disrespect
drink
me.
smart water in my.
Are we
This is not
sponsored by Dasani?
sponsored, by the way.
No, I'm saying like, is Montclair State like has a partnership with Dasani or something? Because I
Pro-
swear,
I think Dasani does do partnerships because I feel like anywhere I go, there's always Dasani.
like I see,
bottles.
I'm
And
like, yo, what is this?
business wise, Dasani's like thriving. They have lots of partnerships.
Yeah,
things
with
like-
colleges.
Yeah.
What are they under like Coca-Cola or something? Are they a Coke product? Are they
Oh,
I-
Dasani? Are they under Coke?
I have no clue. Look, I don't know who sponsors what sponsors who, but all I know is that
Dasani's disgusting.
I'm not sponsored,
The station-
but
the-
I don't prefer Dasani personally, and
you.
I prefer Smart Water personally.
Can the Ghost of Kenny double check that for us? I want to know who owns Dasani.
because
Yeah.
I want to say it's Coke because
Yeah.
Coke owns every. See, that's like the thing we said earlier. Disney.
Disney. Oh yeah, Coke. Oh, Coke actually does.
Coke
own
owns a lot.
of-
Oh yeah, Coke does own Dasani. I just googled it and I literally typed who owns Dasani, and the first thing that popped up, the Coca-Cola company. So
Okay. So,
Yeah.
So I think that just debunked my entire.
so
theory.
Coke, what are you doing? Why
No.
are you putting salt in my water?
Honestly, I think that might debunk my entire theory
Smart
earlier in the
business
show,
move.
saying that it's all different thing. Actually, no.
Well,
No, it does not because it's a liquid. It's a liquid. It's still the same kind of product. So
Yeah.
shut off that. So yeah, the Facebook change, yeah, that still stays the same. If you were listening, we had an argument about this earlier at the top of the show, talking about how Facebook changed the meta, and I was on the side of I understand why they changed the meta because there's not just Facebook, not just software. And I got attacked by Kaylin and Gabby,
These two lovely ladies.
Yeah.
these two lovely ladies, and they attacked me about saying no, they should still be Facebook, whatever. That's not the point. But yeah, this Dasani kind of ruined water.
Well, yeah, but in other food news, a Florida man has been arrested after leaving a pizza trail of clues for deputies. And what is the key word in that headline again?
Florida.
Man.
So a pizza eating suspect responsible for a pair of car break-ins was caught after deputies followed a trail of evidence in Deltona. The suspect was arrested on Wednesday after being caught walking down the street carrying victims' credit cards and IDs. The victims reported that with the car break-ins, there was marinara sauce on the inside handle of the driver's side door, and authorities also noticed on an empty pizza box at the scene where there was another car break-in. According to the deputies, when the suspect was caught walking with the victim's cards in his hands, he said, quote, "You got me red-handed," end quote.
That joke was terrible.
Listen,
I love your use of sound effects.
Oh, Kenny inspired me.
these Florida men, there's something about them.
That joke
I don't
was-
know. I don't know. What are they doing?
That was
The fact that there was just so much evidence on the scene.
They've got to strictly be drinking Dasani water.
I know, honestly, bro. I don't know. They're drinking something else. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it on there, but they are drinking absolutely. They lost their mind. How dare you try to do something like that? First of all, if you're gonna, I'm not promoting any crimes, but like, first of all, pizza trails, bro.
Yeah, like
Really?
how are you going to commit crimes with pizza?
But do you really think, like, I feel like at this point it's all for the joke.
I don't know. Maybe it's just the fact that Florida is so actually like relaxed of a state that it doesn't, they
yeah.
just don't care. Because
Yeah.
Florida is like truly like if you go to Florida, other than like outside of Disney, of course, it's
Universal.
a very
The
relaxed
atmosphere just changes.
yeah, it's a
Universal
very,
is
very
superior.
relaxed.
Universal's better.
Oh,
That's the
here we
point.
go.
That's the point.
Superior.
Outside of the parks,
Better.
it's a very relaxed environment. Like
Oh,
I know
very.
I
Oh
went
my
to
God.
like
Mhm.
I went to like Sarasota over the summer,
Mhm.
and truly like people are just vibe.
Okay,
It's just-
that's
it's
good
just-
to know.
chill
chill
in.
vibe. It's
There's
really-
different areas.
So
Yeah.
so
think Florida's a big
realistically,
state.
if they're just chilling, it makes sense that a Florida man would be doing these wacky things. They're like, I don't care.
Yeah, and they're bored probably.
Yeah,
Like that
a
whole
lot of
idea.
Make it
people who live in
interesting.
Florida now are retired.
Yeah.
Because that's just the place that people go. Especially a lot of people from New Jersey go. I will be
Yeah.
going in like a year and a half. That's besides the point.
That's it.
But so yeah, I mean, it does make sense that out of all the states, Florida is the one with all the
'cause
wacky
are
people.
just
Well, to be
chilling.
fair, but that's just
Yeah.
Florida in general, though. So like,
Yeah, I mean, it
you
is also
can't-
just Florida in general. But I mean, was it good pizza?
That's what
Yeah, that's
the
the most
important part.
That's
the important
yeah.
part.
That's the
Honestly, how
important
is Florida pizza? I've never had Florida pizza.
I don't know
before.
either.
Florida pizza is
It didn't occur to me that
Fire.
Florida might have pizza.
Whoa,
Yeah.
Actually,
whoa.
no,
Honestly,
I lied.
yeah.
so typically, okay, so actually here's a little fun fact. So the pH in the water in Florida is not that good. It's not very good at all. So I went to this pizza place that were people from like a million different places. Like these people lived in like Italy, Australia, like everywhere. And they decided to make a pizza place. And they get their water like from somewhere else because the pH in the water in Florida is not good at all. So it makes the dough really weird. So they went and they got their own different like water to make their dough so their dough would be good. And it was the best pizza I've ever had.
Really?
That's so interesting how water makes such a difference. Like,
Yeah.
I was confused by
Like
that. I
with
was shocked.
bagels.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, water does make a difference. You know that New
Yeah.
Jersey is where we have good bagels.
So I'm like in my head, I'm like, okay, the pizza I had there was fire, but that's because they fixed the water. I'm like, so do all of them fix the water? And does that make all of their pizzas good? Or is it just like that one place that I went to?
Yeah.
The ghost of Kenny says that he had the best pizza he ever had in Florida.
I've been to
I'm
Florida a
curious.
couple of times, but the fact that I've never tried pizza in Florida is very interesting to me. I guess it just never
Happened.
happened.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. The pizza I had, I dream
Did not
about
have any
it.
toppings.
Yes. So the place that I went to, look at me talking about the place I went
Oh
to. They do like 6 different ingredients every day, like for toppings.
Wow, 6
And they
Oh, like 6
and
fresh
it's
ones?
yeah, and
That's
it's
not
every
much.
day they have different toppings, and they make like different pizzas every day.
Oh, this place
Oh
sounds
my
really
gosh.
cool.
I had this like completely like pepper pizza.
Ooh.
It was so good, and it looked so pretty.
It looks so pretty.
Yeah, and they had really good ones. I like dream about that place, and I'm like, I can't wait to
Wait,
go
where in
back.
Florida did you go again?
Sarasota
Sarasota.
Yeah.
I've never been there.
and
Seriously,
Siesta
I've been to
Key.
Miami.
It's near Tampa. I know that. It's near
It's
Tampa.
Okay.
at like an hour away from Tampa.
I've been down there for a football tournament many moons ago, and it's a beautiful area.
Oh, yeah.
Phenomenal. It's phenomenal. I enjoy every minute of it.
Yeah, Sarasota's so pretty, and then it's right next to Siesta Key, which is where I was vacationing. Siesta Key actually has the best beaches in America. It's the best beach in America. Like that is a voted thing. Like it's not just like me being like, oh my god, it's the best beach. It is, and oh my gosh, it's so nice.
I
miss
gotta
it.
try some Florida pizza. Like this
Mhm.
is
Wow.
everybody's
I'm
giving me
curious.
these-
Also,
I'll
I
give you the
just-
name
I
after
just
the
looked
show.
up where this place is, Delatona. It's actually northeast of Orlando. So
Oh, that's close to
there.
touristy.
His name, bro's trying to steal a car and go to Disney, and just sell the car for fast passes. Oh, they don't do fast passes anymore.
Just trying to save some
No,
money
they
for
have
Disney
like a
tickets.
genie pass, right?
Yeah,
What
They
is
changed
that?
it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still a
It's a
fast
different
pass.
process.
It's a different process, and it's called like the genie pass or
Yeah.
something like that.
I remember when I went, like you have to use the Disney app and it's so old. I don't know why Disney can't fix that app. because
Disney has
No,
all
I
the
agree.
Tom, there's all the money in the world, and they can't fix the
Their
app.
app is
Yeah.
so old and glitchy. It's absolutely horrible. But
Yeah.
you need it for like the park. Like you can plan your whole trip on the app.
Oh no,
Yeah,
we,
literally.
we,
Gross
we,
to
we
look
had
at.
that for senior trip. Like we kind of planned that entire thing out for senior trip. With that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
It's like-
app is like
It's helpful.
just-
It's useful.
it's useful, but it's ugly and it's not very user friendly.
That's
No.
mean to say about Disney.
Well, everything else about
Disney can afford to fix their app. Get some app developers.
Yeah,
Don't-
literally.
Fair enough.
Why can people with like no money fix their apps, but y'all have all that money?
For real.
Yeah.
can't
I
fix-
just
money
I
in the
remember
world.
finding it really glitchy when I
Yeah. No, I
Used it.
remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but Cam, you okay over there?
I'm looking at these other stories. Oh my goodness. But we're talking about Disney. Disney. Remember last year Disney kind of closed down the parks because COVID.
Yeah.
Well, the Vatican says to exorcists, please do not try to cast COVID out of people.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's all I'm saying. It's very interesting.
Catch COVID out of people.
At the 15th annual exorcism conference, did not know that existed,
Okay.
held in Rome this week after a 1-year hiatus due to COVID-19. Makes sense. All sorts of new pandemic problems facing the world's exorcists were brought to light. Those in attendance at the 5-day conference hosted by the Vatican's own Pontifical, I don't know how to say this, Pontifical University shared stories about the increasing calls they'd received over the last year. Father Miguel Martin of Spain said, quote, overwhelmingly, we were asked exorcists for COVID-19 from people who were sick. We were told under no circumstance should we perform the rites on COVID-19 patient.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's honestly odd. That I
what?
get that people are desperate, their loved ones are sick, they're
What?
dying, but like, why? That's not what an exorcism is.
Yeah, COVID is not a demon.
Yeah, exactly. That's like that's not how. Why would you request that?
You're looking at me like
like if you're really religious too, like pray that that your loved one will get better. But how are you going to request an exorcism for COVID?
Yeah, do they not know what an exorcism is?
Listen, I mean, they could easily be monsters. So
I love how they have a conference and they get to meet up with all the other people and talk about the crazy requests that they're getting.
Yeah, literally.
No. So yeah, last week some guy asked me about, can I get him a pizza pie? Couldn't do that for him. Whatever.
Imagine that's the story.
No, yeah, actually.
Yeah, but just cast the COVID out of somebody.
Yeah, that's not. It's not possible.
Here's the thing.
I love how the Vatican had to be like, guys, please stop.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
It's not working.
The Pope
We
should
cannot
do
be
that.
doing this.
You know what
Please.
you know what the Pope really said about all that?
What?
Unacceptable!
Kenny, there was Kenny inspired me for that one. But yeah, like that at the end of the day, it's like, bro, what are you doing? Why are you calling me up to get the COVID out of you? What do you need from me, bro?
Exactly. I don't like. That's all I
It's
can
like,
say. You know that they're all sitting there at at like a table or something, and they're like, "These people, I'm so sick of them."
Yeah.
You know Mr. Krabs meme?
Yeah.
That's what they're all sitting like.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, that meme.
Like,
I don't know,
well,
man.
No.
what do you expect out of what do you want them to do?
Who was the first one who thought of that, and how did it spread? Like that
Yeah,
idea.
exactly.
I'm
Listen,
curious.
to be fair, it's 2021. People think it was 2020 at this point. People think some crazy things.
Mhm.
Well, their process was probably like,
It was a good idea. In
they're
theory.
probably like, this disease is a demon. I need it out of me.
Yeah.
And then they were like, demon? Disease? Demon? Ah, yes, exorcism. That
like,
is
what's
exactly what went through their heads. I bet you.
I mean, if you associate COVID with being like a demoness thing, then yeah, I guess I could see why they.
Yeah.
It makes. I guess.
I
it
mean,
makes
but like
sense.
just imagining, like, of course, like religious officials get frustrated too. So it's just interesting to hear from
Yeah.
their perspective that they're getting all these requests, and it's like,
And they get frustrated, but like technically they're supposed to be these like calm people
Yeah.
who are like,
but like they're also
"Oh, like,
human, and
nice."
like
yeah, no, they're human and humans get frustrated.
especially
They were
when you're being
overwhelmingly asked too.
asked-
Exactly.
yeah, overwhelmingly being asked if they could.
Hey man, can you get this COVID out of me? Like what?
I still can't
I
believe
wonder if
they're-
anybody actually did it though before, like the Vatican said
Yeah.
no.
they probably
They're-
faked it just to like
Just
get
to
people to
please them.
stop asking.
I that would make sense.
But
Mhm.
like, I mean, it
That's
probably,
beside the
I'm
point.
assuming it didn't work since the Vatican said stop asking. I just can't get over the fact that there's actually an exorcism conference and
No,
the
dude, that's hilarious to
15th
me.
annual. like,
Yeah, I didn't know they had 14 before.
like I
Oh,
didn't
that's
know there was.
relatively new too. 15.
I didn't realize there was that much to talk about
Yeah.
exorcisms. I mean, I guess.
Well, here's the
People,
thing. You know what I like to do about the exorcism?
what?
Watch a movie about it, but that's not the point.
I probably.
What?
So I'm just imagining like the exorcism conferences that each like priest, whatever, has their booth, and they're like, so this is the exorcisms I did this year, and that's just what it is at every booth.
Like a slideshow.
yes,
Yes.
PowerPoint night. woo-hoo.
Now here's a question. You guys think they sit in chairs?
What do you mean?
What do you mean
would-
sit in
You
chairs?
would think they'll sit in chairs, right? Because big presentation, yada yada, sit down, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
for the
Well, I mean, speaking of chairs, we're all sitting in chairs. Kind of nice. Okay, let's take the next story.
so Coles recalls an anti-gravity chair that can succumb to gravity collapse. Coles is recalling an anti-gravity chair that doesn't quite live up to its name. It can collapse or break when weight is applied. Well, that's
That's
Not
the way
helpful. Kohl's sold about 31,000 of the chairs in several colors and has received 18 reports about chairs that either collapsed or broke, including 2 reports of minor injuries. The chairs have an aluminum frame, a fabric seat/back, and a removable head pillow attached with Velcro. The aluminum legs are square tubes. Eyelets attach the fabrics to the frame are covered with fabric and are not visible from the top of the chair. According to a press release, consumers should stop using the recall chairs and return them to the nearest Kohl's store. Customers with receipts will receive full refunds, while those without receipts will receive store credits. See, that's interesting. Interesting. But like, wait, they sold 31,000 and they only have 18 reports so far. So that's not that bad.
From a math standpoint.
The math
But
is
it's nice.
mathing
It's
today,
nice
yeah.
that they're doing something, because I feel like if they were a bad business, they'd be like 18's nothing. It's okay.
Also-
You'll be all right.
But at least they're recalling.
When I heard the word anti-gravity chair,
I
I was imagining a chair that was floating.
Yeah,
Me too.
I was like,
That's-
what
that's-
is? I was like, is the chair floating or
that's
is the person
the-
on top of it floating?
That's what it's saying.
I looked at the picture,
Okay.
and to describe it to those who are not in studio, who cannot see, it's like a lawn chair. Just literally like looks like a lawn
Are
chair.
you serious?
And the reason I think it's anti-gravity is because like the back of it, I think kind of like can like move
so
back
it
and
makes
forth.
you feel like you're floating.
So every launch ever.
I guess it makes you
Oh,
feel
it's
like
figured
it
I
looks
really
like
thought that
something.
it was I genuinely thought it was
No.
like a floating chair,
I thought
and
so,
like
too.
people, it was just falling.
I was like,
down.
I can't
was
believe
like, oh my God.
Kohl's
There
have this
is in fact
technology.
the bottom of the chair. Like there is.
on
I
the
think
ground.
it's more just like you can like kind of rock back and
Okay,
forth, but
so
you
you just
won't
kind of-
fall back.
It's a rocking chair.
It's like a rocking chair, but you're laying down.
That's what it looks like.
That's a terrible.
It looks like a lawn chair
Wait,
rocking chair mix.
So it says there were like only 2 reports of minor injuries. Like, did they just
So-
fall off of it?
Probably
guess
they
so.
probably rocked too far back.
Oh yeah, they
Yeah.
like
And that's
flipped
probably
back.
where the anti-gravity did
Oh.
not do what it was supposed to do. But
I'm
I
not a fan of
mean,
this.
I think that this title was a clickbait.
That is false advertisement, and I want my
yeah,
money back. Close, I
I
want my money
really,
back.
my first thought was a floating chair.
I thought so too. I'm like, oh, they got technology for that?
Yeah,
I'm like,
right. I was
oh,
like,
what?
what?
What am I
I
buying?
was like, oh, we're doing this
Do you think
now.
Kohl's
Okay.
advertises it as an anti-gravity chair,
I don't know.
and like
it
so many
looks
people
like a-
bought it because of that?
I feel like if I saw that in the store, it was like anti-gravity, and then I looked at it and be like, so I have to balance on that? I don't want to buy that.
That's what
No,
I'm
I'd
saying.
be like, I'll just get a regular chair because
Yeah.
it looks like a regular chair.
That's what it is.
Wait, it's like a hammock where you just kind of have to.
Trying to
Yeah.
balance
You
yourself.
know.
You're trying to balance yourself.
Oh,
You
hammocks
could
are
also
so
fall out
great.
of a hammock, though.
Hammocks are so good. Getting out of them is awful, but being in
This
them
is
is
true.
nice.
I
don't-
can't even just imagine walking into a Kohl's and they're trying to sell this to you.
I'd be so
Mhm.
upset.
Listen, I can't imagine that, but the next story, I cannot imagine seeing this sight. Man bites venomous baby snake in an apparent revenge attack.
Oh my God. Is it in
Did-
Florida?
No, no, surprisingly not. I'm very surprised. A man in India chewed on a baby snake in an apparent revenge attack on the reptile. The man, who was allegedly under the influence of alcohol at the time, was sitting out in front of his house Sunday when the baby snake reportedly bit him on the leg. He eventually managed to capture the viper and, surprising twist, decided to enact his own unique form of vengeance on the animal. The man's family said that he was bitten. He bit the snake more than 10 times on the face while chewing the snake. He eventually discarded the reptile in a nearby tree.
Wow.
I'm
What?
appalled. That is the
The
word.
confidence.
See, I'm surprised that does not take place in Florida. I'm really surprised that did not take place in
No,
Florida.
it takes place in India.
That is amazing. Not really, but like that's just what?
Okay, so
But the fact that he was being bitten as he was chewing on the snake and he kept going.
They're like
Mm-hmm.
bitten 10 times by on the face while he was chewing it. First of all, how much was he chewing the snake?
I know, like meat,
Like, were you
just
eating
like
it?
yeah.
First of all, it's a
Ew.
baby snake. How
oh
rude.
wait, by the way, the man, this is a 65-year-old male who died as a result of it.
Oh, because of the
Oh.
venom. Oh,
Well,
I was gonna.
that's what you get for chewing a snake.
can't be.
I'm sorry. He chewed the snake.
Sorry, he was bitten in the face more than 10 times.
Yeah, he might have
While
died.
he
He
was
might have died from the
chewing.
bites.
It,
I
it
mean,
was
Yeah.
10
And-
times a lot. That's a lot.
That is a lot.
The 10 bites.
It was
that he
it was the kiss of death.
but to get to be bitten and instead of like trying to get away from the snake, to be like, I'm gonna get back at you.
Like what is going on, my man? Like
I don't.
oh, listen. Then again, you gotta remember he was under the influence, so it
Yeah,
kind of makes sense. Not really, because
but it was like a baby snake.
Hey man, listen,
Okay,
snakes.
I also don't like snakes.
I don't like snakes.
But when I think baby snake, I go, oh.
So baby spiders.
I do not.
Baby spiders.
I do not.
Oh, baby spiders as well.
No.
No, Lucas.
What?
Lucas the spider from the Disney Pixar animation.
That's the only acceptable spider.
Exactly.
Not even Spider-Man.
The only spider. in the
Spider-Man is a person
Spider-Man's a human.
who was bitten by a spider. Cam,
The
you
spi-
should know
The
that.
spider that bit him. You're not a fan of that spider?
No, I'm not a fan of that spider
Why not?
because it was weird.
Why not?
But I am a fan of Spider-Man.
But what if this guy right here thought that if he got bit by a snake, he would turn into Snake Man?
I don't think that's
Because
I don't-
Spider-Man
I-
was sick, man.
No, because if that
I
was
don't
the
think he was
case,
thinking about
wouldn't-
all
I
that
don't think he
under the
would
influence.
shoot it back if
He
the
probably-
Yeah,
guy-
he would have just been like, I got bit, I have
Yeah.
powers now.
Exactly.
No, he remember he's under the influence, so he probably would have been like, "Oh, word, I'm gonna turn into a human snake." He's
This
gonna turn
story-
the snake into a human, so
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
well,
That's
I know.
interesting.
This
Like
story could have been
Beast
so much more interesting if it was man got bit by venomous baby snake,
turn into
now
Snake Man.
believes that he is a snake.
Oh, he probably.
Oh my
oh,
god.
That would have been a
is
better.
so amazing.
That would have been a better story.
The pause to the now believes that he is a snake.
I
He
think
prob-
that
no,
would have been better.
he probably did for like. That's probably why he bit the snake back. He's like, "Oh, word, you wanna play that game?"
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Munch.
mean-
I mean, when you're under the influence, though, you are more
Oh, yeah,
brave.
you would-
You're
yeah,
more
you're
like,
brave.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely. I don't know if I'd ever be that brave, but
like,
no, never.
just chew
I
some
mean,
snakes. over
may
here.
he rest in peace.
I also love
don't
how
get me
it was
wrong.
like the ending is he eventually discarded the reptile. Like,
It's still been
when-
in
and
the
he
right
read
track.
it.
Okay, then.
I'm
Well,
done
then-
with that.
well,
Let's just toss
whatever.
it to
The
the side.
snake, I don't
Next.
know. Did we ever check on the snake? Like the man died, yeah, but did we ever check on the snake?
Oh my
Is the
god.
snake
Is
still
the
alive?
snake okay? He
Because,
was
like,
chewed on.
He was chewed, and he was like, he was defending himself. That
Who-
10 times he
This
bit
is
him in the
so
face.
Who was defending
Interesting.
who? Who was defending who? Because the snake bit him first in the leg.
Okay, listen. Should he have bitten the guy in the leg the first time?
Probably.
No, but he is a
Probably.
snake, and that is what snakes do.
Probably, but that's not
Then the man under the influence decides, let me chew this snake.
time to fight.
And then the snake in defense is biting him 10 times. Like, bro, get off me. Like, yeah, I bit you once. Get over it.
See-
But
see-
you
see.
are now chewing me.
What happened was this. They one more sound effect because I got to.
It's time to
That's what the snake and the man were like. It's, they're battling out here.
You
Wow,
know?
That was
really-
something.
That was
They-
my
they-
favorite interpretation
Mhm.
of the story.
I'm
Gabby.
saying like it was like. I mean, is there a true winner? I don't know. We don't know how the snake is.
She really said, but that's what snakes do.
That is what snakes
They
do.
just bite people in the ankles.
That's
They
that's
do.
ridiculous,
That's
man.
what they
Have
live
you ever
for.
been bitten by a snake?
No,
and been
have
at
you?
You know what?
But
wanna-
it's
Why
very
was
common.
he walking outside like that?
He was at the crib. He was
Yeah,
at
why was he at the snake's crib on a like?
He was
unannounced?
he was at his crib.
Yeah,
He was
he was
in
on his territory.
You would have fight a robber if it was in your household, would you not?
I would.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
that's,
yeah.
Yeah.
He's
But-
defending himself. Oh, we're on the snake side now.
I'm always
ridiculous.
on the snake side.
ridiculous.
Sorry, bro. Sorry, my guy who passed away. That's so unfortunate, but maybe you should not have bitten that snake.
Well, that concludes. The end of this show. Don't bite any snakes. If you see a snake, just run away. This is been the Morning Buzz alongside me, Kaylin Aristizabal, Cassandra Diafaro, and Gabby Lutz. I'm Cam Martin, and you have listening to the Morning Buzz.